That's a Netflix
And you're
original right
on.
there.
Well, go for it.
I love being on. And hello, folks. This is the BAMF podcast. And today, on our actual play of Super Shorts, which sounds like a awesome line of apparel. Excuse me, I have to get my super cool squirt bottle and squirt a cat. So, if that's not an epic intro, I don't know what is. Today, with an epic giant Belgian Malinois sticking his nose in my under armpit. There is with a giant epic panel of people to round out our crew and get this thing started. We have Aid Smith from across the pond, Alice and Brandon from across the country, Nick Shazam Garber rocking the shirt, and I, of course, am asleep. And now we get into our game because
Cool. Before we get started, we're just going to plug real quick. Come join us on our BAMF Discord. You can find us at discord.me/BAMF podcast. You can also come join us on our Supers Red Discord to talk about the super system, which is going to be at discord.me/supersred. One last note, though, please stay tuned for a brand new podcast coming out starting next week, which is called Babies with Knives. It is going to be a podcast focused on actual plays hosted by Brandon and I, and all the people from our BAM family and others. You can come join us on BWK's Discord ahead of time at discord.me/BWK. Okay, let's get started, folks.
I just have a question.
Yes.
What is Walt on? Because that's what he said. I love being on. I'm just wondering what he's on exactly.
He's switched on, man. He's groovy, baby.
yes,
And is he going to share?
yes, Zyrtec and dog hair. competing for the levels of allergens in my system. So if you see me duck off screen for a second, it is to sneeze violently while not hitting my head.
I want to spend a week hanging out with Walt's immune system.
So last we left our heroes, they were in a nightclub posing as teenage girls through magic, and they kidnapped a drug dealer through a portal.
Apprehended.
Citizens arrest. So a bunch of teenage girls did a citizen's arrest on a drug dealer and shoved him through a magical portal. The magical portal.
I think gravity did the shoving.
Sure, gravity did the shoving. So the group went through. We're going to say that everyone, by the way, as a reminder, starts the game session with 1 competency die. Because I'm screwing over your portal on purpose, Walt, you get a second competency die to start with the day. And unfortunately, Mag didn't make it through the portal with you guys.
Maybe portals don't work for robots.
He/she needs to now figure out where however Mag wants to identify him or herself at the moment because of the teenage thing, wherever they are. So, at that point, we go to the cutscene where we left off, which is you guys find yourselves in a room with a hanging light that seems to be swinging a little bit, a single light in the center where you guys portal in. And in the center of your group is the guy that you citizens arrested. And you guys are kind of clustered around, and you're encircled by by dark-robed figures that you can't make out the faces of.
I just want to say that if we had gone to the Multi-Educational Center for Correctional Athletics, we probably wouldn't have ended up in this, virgins being sacrificed to a cult scene.
However, once we transform back to our, our stately selves, we can totally get these robes and use them in our team room as like proper
blackout
snuggies.
curtains?
No, snuggies.
Oh
yeah. Because snuggies are important. It gets cold there.
It gets cold, guy. It's true.
Because you need snuggies. Okay.
Well, the robot needs the temperature at a specific.
Yeah. There we go. So, at that point, I would like to find out your reactions. So why don't we go through, and I'm going to put 8 on the spot first. What is your first reaction to the scene?
My first reaction would be to try and transform, if possible, into my armored state.
Sure. You can do so. Dropping the
I have instant change, so that's handy.
Awesome. Brandon, you're the next in line on my screen, so why don't we get what? And Doggy flying through the portal.
Okay. I'm gonna continue with what we were going with. I'm not worried about these cultists. They're gonna handle it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get up into, and I'm still this little dog, and then the voice comes out. Give us the lowdown on the drugs you've been dealing, Black Rice.
Okay. Nick.
Ooh, see, I've been thinking about this all week.
Ooh,
Oh
okay.
my goodness.
All week. It's been plaguing my thoughts of how Mud's going to handle this as he's Brittany. So I'm going to use my hourglass effect since everybody is kind of in midair right now.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I'll roll for this and hopefully it doesn't fail miserably. But it's going to be spectacular because Brittany's going to start walking towards outside of the center of where we're all grouped together, and she's going to flip her hair and her eyes are going to change. And she's going to throw her arms out and be all dramatic.
You really do
Okay.
that stage walk very well with the old shoulders.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Just working it like Beyonce on stage. That's right. Like, and I'm just going to say, freeze! And then I should probably roll or something. I don't know.
Okay. I will let you do that in just a moment on the roll. Walt, what is your declared action reaction?
I am going to drop.
Tap your
Yeah. I'm gonna drop all the disguises and is this thing on?
Hello? Hello? Anybody?
And I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay. Great. So, Nick, why don't we go to you, and why don't you roll your freeze
My freeze!
as you change from a 16-year-old girl back to... Why don't you describe, because I don't think our viewers know what your character really looks like.
Brittany or the...
Or
my
in Mud.
my
Mud.
stately self as Mud.
Your stately self is Mud. You have not given description.
Oh, well, Mud has a very short, clean haircut. He looks very similar to me, but a lot thinner. And he is wearing a typical Lycra superhero suit, but he's also wearing a multicam sleeveless field jacket with it that just says Mud on it.
M-U-D-D, Mud, for people who were curious.
M-U-D, as the Primus song, My Name is Mud.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
I
why don't
always
you
think
roll
of Star Trek, the original series, for it. Harry Mudd.
Brandon, I love you.
Let's hit it.
So why don't you roll those dice for me?
Let's roll it. It's a
Yes.
4d6, and I got a 15.
You got a 15. That's nice. You do have the ability to negate affecting a certain number of targets, I believe, when we rolled you up. How many targets can you prevent that from happening to?
Oh crap. Well, I'm looking at my sheet. That's free time. And what was it, like 2? There's 2 people I can free up.
Okay, so of your party, you have 3 others other than you, so you need to figure out which 2 are not affected and which one is affected.
Let's go with the dog can hang out. So I'm gonna free up Walt and Aid. I'm sorry, I don't remember your characters' names. I am horrible.
Green Knight.
Green
So
Knight.
8 is Green Knight. Yep.
And
Green
and
Knight
Walt is
and
X-Archer.
X-Archer.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna free
Okay.
up the Green Knight and X-Archer. So
So Green Knight and X-Archer, you guys are still moving freely, and you suddenly notice that the room seems to stop. And it's not it. If you look very, very carefully, you think you can see like minutia of movement, but your dog buddy there is like, has one paw in the air and is like looking at, like it's pointing at the bad guy, and he's mid-sentence of "Tell us where the," and he's just kind of frozen like that at this point.
And of course, being the smart aleck that Mud is, because I gave him a speedster's personality, even though he's not a speedster. He's like, I've always wanted to do this, and he goes up to Ragnarok and tickles his little chin, gives him a little smooch on the nose. Sorry, buddy.
So, at this point, why don't we roll initiatives because at this point I'm not going to give you guys any more free actions before the enemies start
What are we
reacting.
rolling for initiative?
Reaction.
Reaction.
Roll reaction.
Oh, reaction. Okay, sorry.
So was there any resistance roll on that?
Yeah, I rolled resistance. Oh, wait, you get to roll resistance as well, Brandon. I apologize. I rolled resistance from a bad guys.
So what's
Some
the
of them
resistance
resisted-
roll?
Huh?
What is the resistance roll?
Let me go look up his character sheet.
Oh, to resist hourglass?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a 4D, so I rolled a 15. I don't know.
It's an ensnare. So I believe that one is going to be you can resist with will or composure.
For ensnare, I think we can use reaction as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I rolled will on my enemies on that. So some of the enemy, so the majority of the room, like I said, and you guys have, you guys are in a small area of light. So outside of that light, you guys aren't seeing what's going on.
I am at a 14, so I'm going to take 1 die of slowdown.
Yep.
Isn't that the drug from the Judge Dredd? No, slow-mo.
But yes,
Slow-mo.
I
I love that
apologize
movie.
for forgetting to ask you for your resist, Brandon, because I rolled mine. Okay. So everybody roll your reaction for me, and let's get the initiatives going, please.
Ragnarok on the 7.
Ragnarok's on a 7. Okay.
Ex-Archer with a very incredible 8.
X is at 8. Okay. Mud.
Rolling a 16.
Not surprised given your reaction dice. And Abe, what is your reaction?
I'd go 3.
Okay. Apparently, Green Knight did get slowed down. He just didn't know it.
Oops. Oh no.
It's not our fault.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys don't
So-
need heal. Mm.
Mud, you're up first.
Oh shit. What am I gonna do? Well, got a bunch of hooded guys. Everyone's frozen. Let's start searching these fools, taking the shrouds off and seeing what weapons they got. And if they have any weapons, promptly remove them from their persons.
Okay. So, if you get, once you get up to one of them, you'll notice that, like I said, the light only gets past the circle of figures around you. You see that you can kind of faintly make out, once you adjust to the light of the shadow, that you seem to be in some sort of a warehouse, and a warehouse room.
Okay.
And you do notice pallets around the space, and you notice that there are a couple other people in the pallets, and they don't seem to have been affected by your power.
Okay, so there's more people than I was just seeing. This warehouse is filled with them.
Not filled, but there are about a dozen more people outside of the people that circled you
Ooh.
that you are seeing faintly. You're seeing a faint movement, but you can't really make out. So it might be more, might be less than a dozen.
Okay. Hey guys, there seems to be more people here.
Mike's character's name is Mag Chloride, by the way.
Mag Chloride.
Yep, you guys call him Mag.
Mag Chloride. Well, I need this for when I draw the Liberty Legion pinup.
Cool. So you start searching. That is going to be your action, but
Yep.
I let you see that because it's pretty obvious.
Much appreciated.
But
Oh,
the
and
rest
just so you know, for that pinup, it has been established that apparently Ragnarok uses mag chloride like a fire hydrant.
You know
oh
that's
my
right.
gosh. Walt, as he pulls back one of the robes, you immediately notice a symbol on the chest of. So they're wearing leather armors underneath.
Mhm. Nice.
Well, it looks like basically like a modern leather top that's done like a cosplayer would see or something like that. But it's brown leather, and in the middle they have embossed on it a single north pointing arrow with it looks vaguely like a, one would say what? I'm going to let you guess.
Interesting. These guys, judging by the cover, the color of their robes, and the north-seeking compass, I would have to say they are fans of a boy band. I am
Or maybe they are a part
And the
of
name of
your
that boy
nemesis
band is
on your character sheet.
the Black Compass.
Yes.
Interesting.
They are embossed in black.
I let everybody know that they are part of a fan group of a boy band called the Black Compass, and say that their tomfoolery, trickery is not to be trusted or tolerated. And then, but I definitely don't use the words tomfoolery or trickery. I try something cool instead because I got to get some of my groove back.
I hate boy bands. They're always pushing smack on the kids and slapping hoes.
there's
Oh my
Crash
god!
dance routines make me
Okay.
feel weird.
How does that happen? So do I get an action at this point?
Well, no, actually, it's not your action yet. They beat
Gotcha.
you.
Those bastards.
Bastards.
But
Well, hopefully they won't.
as you're talking, rain of arrows come out from the darkness.
Oh,
On Aid, I need you to defend against a 12. On Brandon, you need to defend against a 13. On Nick, you need to defend against a 10. And Walt, you need to defend against a 14, please.
Dear Lord.
that's on my reaction.
Yeah, so a rain of arrows come out of the darkness at you guys, and they do not seem to be too concerned about the people that, are surrounding you.
I have an 18 fortitude against the 13 that you had.
Okay, you just stand there and take it, and it just plinks off you because it lost momentum. You are fine.
Ha!
Aid, what
You were
about
shooting
you?
at Princess. I'm Ragnarok.
As the little princess doggy changes to this Ragnarok doggy. Okay? Aid, what about you on the 12?
Okay, so I have a 10.
10, what were you using to react with
I
it?
am using my shield.
You're using your shield. So you bring your shield up and you block, and as you bring your shield up, it comes around and it just nips you. So an arrow nicks you. Tell me what you're taking it on and why.
I will take it on fortitude because I have.
Okay, so it just
Look,
nicks you and
fortitude.
you've got blood and you're just like, whatever. Okay.
Am I rolling reaction or one of my powers?
How are you defending against this rain of arrows?
I'm
Basically, any power that you have not used this round,
Crap.
you can use as long as there's some justification for it.
Oh, okay. I'm going to use G-force since
Since you haven't used it this round.
since I haven't used it this round, and I can slightly control gravity, and I'm just going to make the arrows fall to the ground. Should I roll?
Oh, that's
But
cool.
is it going to be like a Neo moment where you're going to stop them and then just kind of drop your hand and then all the arrows fall together?
And when I do that, I'm really going to lament the fact that I'm not wearing the Neo cloak. And,
Okay.
But maybe I should do a costume change. I'm going to roll an 11.
Aid, I do have a question for you.
Mhm.
Do you bleed green or do you bleed red?
Sap.
Okay, so you bleed
Or of an
green.
amber color?
Cool.
Yep.
Amber. Cool.
Yep.
And does it taste like maple syrup?
I was gonna make maple
I'm
syrup
slapping
jokes for the rest
hell
of
out
the
of
day.
me
Okay.
with these
So,
arrows.
Nick, what did you roll
I
against
rolled
your
an
10?
11.
You made it against your 10. And Walt, what about you?
I am activating the power of the black ring.
Okay.
And on one of the arrows, I launched that. So I basically scoot to the side and launch an arrow to cut down all the other incoming arrows. And I got a 17.
You got a
You,
17.
sir, are a badass.
Cool. That's great. You make it. At this point, you hear a woman's voice somewhere from the darkness, but it's echoing from all around you. It's hard to pinpoint where she's at because you guys are in a big warehouse type space. And you hear, "Give us X Archer, and the rest of you can go free." X Archer, you're up.
scream out, Brittany, is that you?
It's Brittany, bitch.
And then I'm going to activate my wizardry power,
Okay.
and I'm going to try and identify the source of that. So using super senses. Or no, let's go a different way. Still wizardry, but I'm going to light up the entire room with an obscure.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and I'm going to flash them. But
Okay.
not in a creepy I lift my shirt way, but almost like a stun grenade or like a light grenade.
Okay.
You call that power trench coat.
Oh my god, I haven't seen sun in so long. That's activation is a 16, and then on the obscure, all 4 dice, I got a 12, 16, 17.
Okay. I am rolling their resist. So, as you light up the room for just a brief moment, the rest of you all see that you guys are definitely in some sort of warehouse. You guys can see pallets of wooden boxes of some sort wrapped up in saran wrap wrapping. You guys can see on several of the pallets there are figures crouched, and they've got arrows knocked in bows. You can't make out the exact number in the quick speed. You guys would quick estimate maybe a dozen if on a quick look. And let's see, that's the last group. Okay. Yeah, so I'll tell you, as it comes up, who's affected and who's not on that. Walt is done then, and Rag. So Rag, you felt yourself slow down suddenly, and you're like pushing through some sort of force to move, but you're feeling a little sluggish, but you think you can still react. Darn dice.
Darn dice.
Darn dice.
All right. I want to use my ultrasonic hearing, subsonic smell to identify where that voice came from.
Okay, go for it.
So I have a 13.
Okay, on a 13, let me see about her defenses here.
I'm not trying to hurt her with it. I'm just trying to figure out where that came from.
Yeah, she has currently an obscure ability going, so.
Awesome.
She did not manage to stop you from sensing her. She is basically at your 11 o'clock. At the 11 o'clock of the group.
All right. Well, in response to her demand that we give up X Archer, I am going to go ahead, and you were saying something about she's up at 11 o'clock, so I'm going to use my my super leap of fence hopper to jump up there. And as I'm going, I'm going to say, you should know better than to try and take a dog's favorite toy away from him.
That's not right.
And when I get there, I am going to go ahead and basically try and strength her off.
Okay, well, she is not on a pallet. She is on the floor.
Oh, okay, you had said up.
Well, the rest of them are, but this one's at 11 o'clock from you guys. She is standing between 2 pallets, 2 towers of pallets. She is she's dressed a bit differently than the rest of them. She has.
I don't have a fashion sense, and neither does Justice.
She has the similar. She has the leather, the leather top with the black arrow compass on the chest, like the others. However, she has her hair is cut into this mohawk, a bit like Storm. She has the white hair going down her back. She is actually pretty small. She's a bit petite, and she is wielding kind of the anime sword in comparison to her size. The weapon is way bigger than her. And when you come up to her, go ahead and roll your attack.
She sounds important. I'll go and use my 1 competency die on it.
Sure.
And so you said she's like between
Oh,
two stacks of stuff.
Yeah, 2 stacks of stuff. By the way,
I'm gonna hammer one of those and just try and knock it over onto her.
Okay, Brandon. By the way, I meant to tell you, get a competency die because of your hydrant joke.
That was established. Mike is the one that brought that up. But we were talking characters.
Just take the die, man.
Go ahead and roll.
Take the credit, bro.
Alright, what do I got here? 10, 18, 21.
Okay, 21. I'm gonna have to use that. I'll use that ability. So you see her bring her oversized anime sword up into the air and basically swipe into the containers, trying to cut them open to disperse the stuff. Hey, wow. I don't think I make it though, but that's a lot of 6s. 6, 12, 16, 19. 19's what I got. So she needs to take a die. And so she disperses a lot of it, and she dodges out, but one of them clips her in the shoulder, and she is going to slow down.
What kind of stuff are these crates she's hacking open?
Well, right now,
with?
most of what's coming out is peanuts. In a second, you'll see what else is coming out. Okay. She took a die in reaction, so I need to re-roll her initiative.
Hey, ex-archer! These guys are working for peanuts.
Packing peanuts, yes.
That's even worse.
Okay. Ragnarok, you're done. Green, that's your action at that point.
Okay, so just winding time back a little bit because I've actually worked on my transformation.
Sure.
I will tell you how I transform.
Yes, please. That's awesome.
Do
okay, so basically, my guy is called Mark Davis. He's new to the superhero thing, so basically he just shouts out, "Now, come on, now!" And all of a sudden, the plants start to erupt from the ground, and as they kind of form over his body, they kind of form the armor, and then slowly but surely, the kind of sword forms in his hand, and then points outwards, and the shield forms in the other hand.
Okay, and
That's actually pretty cool.
I'm not going to give this to you every time, but for the first time, you've got to get a competency die for it. Now! Come on now!
I fully support that. And I would also like to say, since he did take a minor amount of damage, maybe it wasn't that it got past his shield, but it wasn't quite as fast as he wanted
quite
it
there.
to.
Yeah, because that rather than getting past the shield is generating because you're like, now, come on, now! Waiting for the shield to come up, and it phases through what you thought the shield was coming up. The shield wasn't fully formed, and it clipped you. That's why you're like, now, come on!
So as soon as I switch to the Green Knight persona, I effectively, the main character effectively goes into like backseat drive, and he has no control over it. So they are two different personalities, just like the Hulk.
Okay.
So,
cool.
I wonder where he got the Hulk thought.
I don't know. I'm not a Hulk fan in any way.
The FBI would call that a clue, Brandon.
The guys on the pallets.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say they're standing on the pallets?
They are, yeah. They're crouched on the pallets with bows out, arrows knocked.
And they are wooden pallets, or
they seem to be wooden crates. Yes.
Okay, cool. I will use my saran wrap. I'll use my plant control power, and I'm going to cause them to basically explode into fragments, and then cause them to fall on the ground.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be 3D of plant control.
So you can do it to dead wood.
I don't know. You tell me. Can I? It's plant control.
It's plant control.
Technically, still wood.
It is technically still wood. There is still life to it to a degree. Yeah, I'll allow you to do that.
Okay. Okay, and it's a damn good roll. It's a 15.
Cool.
Nice.
I am going to give the wood a resist roll because
that's fine.
It is dead wood in theory. It's going to be harder to seed that. So not very many dice. Yeah, I definitely didn't get it. So so the wood starts to splinter and like it starts to grow little saplings everywhere, and it starts to grow and press against the pressure of the saran wrap.
Yeah, and just basically cause it to explode.
Sure, and you see a column of them explode as vines start expelling outwards, and the saran wrap just pierced and it just collapses. So one tower's collapsed.
Okay.
And I need to make some reaction rolls on the two people on top of that one. Okay, so one of them seems like they were ready for this, or is quick on their feet. They just somersault off and land on their feet, readying their arrow again. The other one, oh wow, the other one also got a 15. So the other one also jumps off and lands a little less gracefully than the other, but resumes their position on the ground though now, as the stuff is collapsing around,
Okay.
into them. So after that, I've got the 2 there, and green is done. So Mud, you're up.
Oh crap! I don't even know what to do. Looks around, asks for suggestions from other members of the team.
Punch something.
Either
Nope, that's
that
all
or
I got.
either that or go super speed and just start rearranging the furniture so that they crash into shit.
Oh man, can I use my hourglass effect again?
It's a new round, so yes.
Hell yeah, hourglass. Time to trip some fools up.
Okay.
So I'm going to use hourglass.
Well, at
which is
this
an
point, the flash effect's gone away, and so and it's you guys that will need you'll need to roll a perception check to try and target anybody, because big
perception.
blinding flash of light, you guys weren't directly affected, but suddenly your eyes have to adjust into the dimness, and they were already hard to see to begin with. So
Yeah, bright flash of light
Yep.
will do that. What do I? How many dice do I roll on a perception check? Is that a 1?
Do you
if
have
don't have
super senses or awareness on your sheet? Super
I
senses
have a
give you
3D of
power,
awareness, so yes.
3
okay,
die.
roll awareness.
I will roll that bad boy, and I rolled a 10.
10. You can make out the 2 people that just got knocked off their pallet, and they are standing on the ground at your guys' 1 o'clock. Sorry, no, not 1 o'clock, because 1 o'clock's there. 6 o'clock. So
Okay. Feet are planted firmly on the ground with the bad guys.
Okay.
They're in connection to the
in
earth,
relation
right?
to
Okay. And there's
Yeah.
furniture and debris and all kinds of crap laying around that I can use.
there is lots of debris at this point.
That's
because
not mine. I did it outside.
2 people have created debris from crates.
All
Not
right.
furniture, but crates.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to use hourglass, and what I'm going to do once I freeze frame these people, I'm going to walk over there because I'm not a speedster, and I'm going to turn them upside down, so their head is facing towards the ground.
Okay.
And
So let's try and let's see if you can get the freeze off on these 2.
okay, so I roll or you roll? I roll first.
You roll your thing, and I resist it.
I
Attempt to
rolled
resist
an 11. Oh, good luck with that.
Well, I've got 3 dice to use on that. I've got an 11 on the dot. I resisted.
Holy crap!
No,
I
they
rolled
set a target number. He matches that as a success.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
This
I
is
don't
the
depend on that.
conversation that we were in with
Yeah,
Casquin and
yes, you're right. So yeah, you got it. You got them. They freeze. They take a die. They seem to slow down, and you're going to go and turn them upside down.
So,
Okay.
because once the hourglass effect wears off, they will be upside down and they will carry on with their trajectory and motion.
Yep. So that's the explanation of that damage that they just took. And so I can take note of that. And they are out of the fight, actually, because that hit kind of hard when they hit the ground. Okay, so 2 of them went out. You do that, and they seem to have taken neck injuries as the effect ends.
I'd heal them, but fuck those guys.
Ouch. Okay. And they plop on the ground. Teamwork. So Mud, you did that, and now we are up to her. So
Someone get hurt so I can use one of my other powers.
Oh, I think Ragnarok might be getting hurt. So Ragnarok.
No, not Rags.
So Ragnarok, she does
Rags and Rags,
the
they can fight
woman
crime.
against you. Does a flurry of blows with this giant weapon that she's wielding like it's a boffer weapon, because it looks light as a feather in her hands, and she is doing big wide swings. As she is actually doing this similar thing, she is using the crates and she is trying to cut stuff down into you, as she basically tries to work her way to you. And let's see here. 5, 10, 16, 17.
Okay, I'm using fortitude to resist, and I'm like, you think that a couple of fully loaded crates can hurt me? This is nothing. I've been through the police academy. I have 20 on a
20.
fortitude.
20 on a fortitude, you make it. Actually, roll your special smell for me.
Oh God. That does not
Ultrasonic
sound
hearing, subsonic smell. That is a 14.
You smell explosives.
Oh shit.
Okay, that's her turn. Now,
Is that what I think is in the crates?
Yes.
Or is that somewhere else? Okay.
Sure would be nice if we had a bomb diffusing robot right about now.
okay.
Mikhail, with your stomach bug, I blame thee.
And now we go to the minion groups. So the two.
Once again, I bet Mecha wouldn't have been loaded with explosives.
No. Lord.
Okay, one of you doesn't get this time. And so let's randomize which of you didn't get it. And green, you are safe. Okay, so Brandon, you need to roll against an 11 for me as more arrows come out of the darkness. Nick, you need to roll against a 9 for me. I apparently like you today. I am rolling low on you. And 13 on Walt.
We're gonna use
13 defense against my 11.
Okay, you succeed as the arrows just plink around you again. Because they're clearly aiming at a smaller dog than you are, or a bigger dog than you are. Not sure which. Walt, what about you?
14.
14, and you succeeded. And Nick, what did
Mud
you roll?
rolled a 14 tambien, which means
You
also
rolled as
yes.
okay. So another volley of arrows comes out of the darkness. None of you seem to be affected. You guys kind of dodge. It kind of scrapes by cloaks and such like that, but doesn't really land on anyone. Ex-Archer, what about you? Your turn.
All right, so she's swinging that big giant sword on the way to tackling the Green Knight.
No, the giant sword is with Ragnarok. They are off a little ways from you because Ragnarok pinpointed where they are, whereas the rest of you hadn't. At this point, it's going to be pretty easy to figure out where they are because big sword combat fight is easy to hear. There is some echoing, so I'm through the space, so I'm going to make you make some sort of awareness check, though.
Okay, so awareness, I have, wait a minute. Super duper handy dandy character sheet go. Awareness. I have 3D.
Okay.
So rolling that. I got a 7.
7. Okay, so you get a direction, but you're not pinpointing exactly where they are. But they are from the direction of when the group came in. Like I said, the group's 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So once you head that direction, you'll quickly be able to figure out where they are. But from where you are right now, you can't pinpoint a spell. You'd have to move.
All right. Excuse me. I am going to stay where I am because, despite what the TV shows and movies tell you, that archers do not do very well up close.
Uh-huh.
And I am going to, in that direction...
Look at you, Queen.
I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast an ensnare to try and make all of their weapons and themselves super heavy, kind of trying to mimic steel mud stick a little bit. But instead of slowing things down, I'm going to make everything super heavy.
Okay.
Word.
See, you said steel muds as in like take his, but now I'm just picturing a steel rod that's like mud for some, I don't know. My brain's trying to wrap my head around it, but I like it.
See,
Go
me
ahead
and
and roll
Walt,
your
we're right there because
general
that's what I was about to
area
do.
effect.
I was going to use some G-force.
All right, so for an activation roll, I made my activation roll, and then I'm going to Roll 3d6 of effect, and 1d of the power is going to go into a boost area effect. So I believe, if I'm correct, that will let me affect up to 2 people.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So here we go. 2 people in that direction.
Okay.
9, 11, 14.
14. Okay, I'm going to randomize some stuff real quick. Okay, that would be that person. Okay. So, you do that, and I need to do some resists. And
Need is a strong word.
Sure. Brandon,
Yo,
the person with you is not a see.
I am going to. I'm going to use my bark not bite to try and give my group competency dice actually.
Okay.
So area effect affects 2 targets. I'm going to go with X Archer and Mud because I think they're going to be the more effective ones with this. And I'm going to warn them. Get out of here! The place is rigged to explode. X Archer, get everybody out. So 2 dice, super aptitude, extra effect when intimidating, and force not finesse. So I would say I'm not really intimidating, but it is on that force not finesse
Okay.
that I'm going with. So 3 dice. And I am 1 competency die to each of you, basically trying to get you guys the heck out of here. And I'm just going to stay engaged with the girl with the boffer weapon.
Okay.
Not really concerned about explosives.
The
Is that what it's
buffer
called?
weapon.
Is that what it's called?
Okay. Rag. So green, your action.
Okay, so are we leaving or are we fighting?
That's a good question.
Everybody was greenhouse fighting.
Okay, cool. Well, if you think we've got to go, then we will leave. I will call on my Briar Steed. So I will smack my sword against the floor, and once again, the forms of Briar erupt from the ground, but this time take a horse shape, and I manage to leap onto it.
I am hopping on that horse with you.
So I will, I will wait for a few seconds, and if that is my action, that will be it. Other than that, I will try and pick up our drug dealer friend so that we can take him out as well, so he doesn't get blown up.
Okay.
Yeah, take him out.
Get him.
So Brandon, I sent you a
Yeah,
message.
I saw it.
Okay. Cool. Green, that was your action. You're prepping to leave. Mud, your action.
I'm going to hop on the horse with Green Knight.
Okay.
And
You're
as I
hopping on the horse.
and if I make it onto the horse, do I got to roll to get on the horse?
How rotund are you?
I'm very slender, unlike my real life persona, where I am rotund.
Nobody judges. We love you just the way you are.
Would I roll for vehicles? I got a 2D on that.
You know, in the words of the Great White Hype, round is a shape.
Round is a shape. Not the most preferred shape in some instances, but depends if you're getting sucked through a black hole or not. Okay, so I'm going to
Okay.
jump on the horse. What do I roll for that?
You can just jump on the horse.
Just jump. Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
going to jump on the horse.
Okay.
I say, don't mess with Brittany.
Okay.
It is incredibly uncomfortable because it literally is made out of briars. So
Oh. Ooh,
you ow, that's hurt. It hurts every bit of Brittany.
Well, Brittany's into that kind of thing, so
Okay.
hey, heroes with problems, right? That's what made Marvel famous.
Yep. Brandon,
Yo,
the woman comes up against you one more time. This time she is actually swinging her blade, continuing that motion, but this time she is actually aiming directly at you with the blade, oversized blade. Oh, that is 16. Sorry, yeah, 16. 10,
Nope,
16.
count again. Nope, count again.
16.
Crap.
16. She
Formal
is
protest.
going to tag me on the dot.
Okay.
I have a 16 on my resist. I will go ahead and take that on my reaction, slowing down a little bit more.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell her, you just made a big mistake. Because not only are there explosives here, I smell fire too.
Here I am with thorns in my ass. But I got to ride a plant-based horse, and that's awesome.
Okay. She responds, hand over X Archer, and the rest of you can go.
He's
It's a
my
simple
chew
deal.
toy.
I don't think so, sister. X Archer's a friend of mine.
And now, next initiative that's a 10 on that. That's several arrows plink into the horse.
No.
The horse does, I'm going to assume that the horse isn't actually living based on the way you've described it.
It's made
So-
of plants. Plants are living.
Plants are living. Well, you're going to be making a resist roll pretty soon. But I need a resist roll from Walt and from Aid. And these are going to be for, Aid was a 12 and Walt was a 9. That's what it was.
And what are we resisting?
You are resisting more arrows coming in from the darkness. You guys are noticing that as you guys have been reacting to the situation, fewer arrows seem to be coming.
I am going to resist with my athleticism.
Okay.
And I got a 7.
Okay, you got a 7, so you actually take a die as something hits you.
Stupid son of a.
And Aid, you have someone. You have a bunch of arrows coming at you and your horse.
Okay.
So what are you going to roll to react to it?
Shield up again, and I get a 10.
Okay, you get a 10, so you also take a die.
Okay.
So
And
apparently
I'll
it did
take that.
land on the horse a bit. Okay.
Were there any arrows at Reg this time?
No.
Okay.
No, there were not.
Any
Walt took those
well,
out.
I mean, I'm on the horse, so it would just stand to reason that I'd be.
Okay. Yeah, Walt took that group out, and the other group was taken out first. So therefore, they're down to 2 volleys of arrows each round. And now it is X Archer's reaction time. Your
Remember,
turn.
X Archer, you do have the 1 competency die from me.
1 competency die from you. I got 2 in the beginning of the session. But I am going to use a competency die now to try and get us the heck out of here.
Peace out, suckers.
Yep, because, I mean, it's good to stop in the middle of a journey and stretch your legs, but, we need to. Yeah. All right. So activation roll, very nice activation roll of 20.
Ooh.
Hopefully the other roll is better than that. And then to create a portal to get us all out of here, not as good, but a 14. So hopefully that will open up. So it's a 4D dimensional gate.
One of us is getting
Okay.
left.
A gate is open.
And now we need to make like a shepherd and get the flock out of here.
Okay.
Right.
You start. So you have the portal open. Rag, your action.
All right.
Portal's open behind you.
Portal schmortal.
Okay, cool.
Alice, I've got my mental hindrance. It's time to punish the guilty.
Yep.
Oh
I get that.
no.
Aye.
By the way, take a competency die for sticking that right now.
Aye. Well, I'm going to go ahead
Knowing
and
what
throw
you
that competency die right
Brandon, you
onto
said
the-
that, and I had the
Sure.
Price is Right theme song play in my head. It's time to punish the guilty. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I am going to full attack with the competency die.
Ooh, okay.
Do it. I don't know why I'm doing your voice.
Yeah, I was almost doing his voice when I was doing her.
We should do an entire episode with all of us doing Ragnarok voices and him very confused.
That's an alternate universe that Alice can go
Yep.
for.
It's like X Archer made X Archers of that group.
21, 23, 24.
24. Oh my gosh. Okay.
A la madre.
This is going to be hard to defend against.
Good luck, Alice.
You know that's right.
Ooh, that'd have been a perfect time for a Freddy Krueger voice.
I got 19.
Oh, good job. You're only going to take 1.
Yeah. So she's taken 2. She's taken off that. Okay.
I've been caught in explosions before, sister. They don't have the desired effect on me. How are you gonna do?
Sniff, sniff.
I just
Okay.
get more powerful.
Brandon, you wild.
So, Rag is done. Green. Green Knight, your action. Portal is open.
Okay, so I will scoop up the drug dealer chappie, and I will ride my Briar steed through the portal.
Okay. You ride right through the portal.
And you hear
Mud.
Mud the whole time. Ow, 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 ow.
Or ooh, 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 ooh. Oh.
So
Why?
as the first two ride through the portal, near where Mag is fighting, you guys hear not Mag, near where Ragnarok is fighting, you guys hear pop pop like fireworks. Pop 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 pop.
Oh, I'm gonna draw a Mad
And there's
Rag
some fire.
hybrid.
But Mud, you are through the portal at this point, so you guys are going to be gone.
Okay.
Brandon, the woman against you, she does several backflips. She reaches up behind her and grabs some sort of cable, and she calls out really loud, "Alios autumn die filius perfide," and she leaves. The whatever rope she's grabbing onto starts flying up. Does anybody here speak Latin?
Hey, that's not fair. I'm not
Man,
trilingual.
Alice, you totally ruined my joke. I was gonna be like, that's all Latin to me, man. Wasn't very
Does anybody have any understanding of Latin in character?
I might with
Well, I would
Um,
hope so, since she's talking to you.
I have an occult
Yeah,
aptitude.
go ahead and roll that for me.
So I am rolling my occult, and I got a 12.
You got a 12. Another day, son of traitor.
I'm going to keep that to myself for the moment, and we're going to get out of there.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to let you guys finish leaving. As you guys are leaving, there is poop, 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 explosions, and it's lighting on fire behind you and rocketing through explosions. So you guys are leaving as boom, boom, boom occur.
big laser.
Can I do a? Can I use a competency die for a quick retcon?
Sure, go ahead.
I am going to use one of those dice so that on my way out, I'm going to kind of like you're skipping a stone across water.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to pitch my cell phone into a corner of the warehouse,
Okay.
just so I can track it later and see where we ended up.
Okay, we'll see if it fries with the fire.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess you could always see where it went before, where it died beforehand.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Alex,
Uh-huh.
I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving. Okay.
Punish the guilty.
Okay. Cool. Well, she left.
I'm chasing her.
Cool. You're chasing her. Why don't you? The cable went up, so you can certainly jump on a couple pallets to try and catch the cable. Why don't you? You and me start working on that. Why don't you try and catch her?
While he's doing that, as we're jumping through the portal, can I excuse me? Can I use an A-team moment?
Sure. Go ahead.
I need to
can't-
capture
I
B.A.
cannot move
Baracus. I need to capture B.A. Baracus before he hurts himself. Or
The fool.
B.A. Ragnarokis.
I see a name change coming.
I'm going to activate my powers again, and I got it. And then I'm going to shoot an ensnare arrow to try and what do you call it? To try and get
Grapple
grab
him. Yeah. Grappling hook. Grab. Yeah.
while
Sure.
he's in the air.
Put the
And
leash
just
back
when-
on the dog.
Yes, put the leash back in the dog, and at the same time, I'm hoping that it smells like bacon so that he'll
Okay.
follow it back through the portal.
By the way,
Bacon
Walt.
flavored smelling ensnare arrow.
By the way, Walt. I'm
How
not
that
gonna
has
make
not
you.
ended up in a green arrow book is beyond me.
I'm not going to make you use the competency die on that retcon since I was ushering you guys out. So, that's totally fine. You can get
Okay.
that competency die back. That, throwing that out as your action is totally fine.
Excellent.
I will not resist Walt's attempts to control me. Like in character, I'm totally resisting, but
Yeah.
it seems easier if I just go with it and say,
Okay.
"Hey, physical hindrance canine."
The physical hindrance canine.
I got a
Flying
19
dog.
on the 19, so we
Okay,
yank him back.
Yep. You
And of
yank it
course,
back.
as the portal is closing, it's going to sound like somebody slurping spaghetti as the dog is
Oh
being
my
sucked through the-
Are you
Oh.
sure? Are you sure that this dog doesn't fly? Because this dog seems to fly through a lot of comic panels.
It's just the power of the canine, baby.
Power of the
Uh-huh.
canine seems to fly through a lot of panels.
That is actually I only have a few problems with supers. One of my problems is just like super flying is just so much better than super running and super leaping, but my dog just doesn't fly.
Yet.
That's a
Yeah.
t-shirt.
So, you guys, as the portal's closing, you see big explosions in this warehouse. And where did you take the group to this time, Walt?
Maybe a specific sports med center. I don't know.
Yeah, we could do that and question him outside the center. Or we could go to the police, or we could go to.
The marina.
You want to go to the marina? Yeah, all right, that's fine. Marina.
That's a great place to interrogate people.
It really is, and it's and the scenery is just breathtaking.
Let's hit the marina.
Okay, seagulls flying through the air in the next panel. There we go. Thank you for the sound effect, Nick. Thank you for the sound drop. So,
This is
all
much
of a
better
sudden,
than a
like, we come through and there's seagulls, and then all of a sudden just bark, 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 and just huge letters and such. And then I like turn and I look at an X Archer, and you're like, "You don't understand. You let her get away. I had her."
She'll be back, like a bone that you find 2 years later after you've buried it. Oh yeah, she'll be back.
I don't need to know where you've buried your bone.
Oh, the start of so many problems.
Oh, I'm not jumping on that one.
So I take an arrow,
mhm.
flip it over so that the fletching is forward,
Okay.
and I start tapping the bad guy that Green Knight has, the black dice.
Yeah, he seems to have soiled his pants and everything that's gone on. He also seems to have caught an arrow or two. He's alive.
Healing time.
Alice,
Mhm.
Ragnarok is just gonna go off and like find like some trash or some other stuff and just start beating the crap out of it. So angry that the
Okay.
guilty have gotten away. And just like destroying, not trying to find anything that's like valuable, like
Yeah,
a car or
garbage-
anything,
Garbage
but
bags ripping apart. Somebody's gonna think the
pallets
raccoon
and
got in.
such like that.
Yeah.
Just
Somebody's gonna think the raccoons got into their garbage again.
Oh no!
Garbage can. Ching, 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 ching.
and
Garbage
doggy
out.
swear words are going off all the time.
Okay, cool. So he's not going to be part of the interrogation, guys. So Aid, yeah, you're carrying this guy that seems to have an arrow hole or two in him, but he's alive. He's okay, and seems to have peed his pants, soiled his pants.
These things happen.
And you tap him. He's definitely moving. So, what do you guys do? He's a little bit,
A little
woozy.
bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah, a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll, and a little bit out of it at the moment.
Okay. What's the plant life like around here?
You guys
Lots
are at the
of
marina,
seaweed.
so
Seaweed.
Small plants.
you would have seaweed
trees,
nearby.
Any small bushes?
Yeah, you would have trees, a couple sidewalk tree type trees,
Okay,
and
cool.
a couple bushes and weeds.
I'm
They're
going
weeds
to
between the concrete bricks.
cool. I'm going to activate my call on the green power and kick in my regeneration of 2D
Okay, to heal yourself. Cool.
to get my my fortitude back up.
Okay, and let's go to. Well, we know what Brandon's doing. Yes, Brandon, you are. Oh, okay, sure. I'll do that for you. Nick, what is your action?
Oh,
On
set
the
me up
point.
again so I can refresh my memory.
Well, this guy that was pulled through the portal and dropped on the ground here, he's got a couple arrow holes in him. He's a little, he's almost unconscious. He seems to have soiled his pants sometime during that encounter and a bit out of it. So it's probably going to be pretty hard to talk to him with him, kind of in critical condition. Still alive, though.
Shit. Okay, so I'm going to use my power of medic.
Can I give him one of my competency dice for that?
Sure, you can do that.
That's awesome.
I'm just gonna add a +1 here.
Now, here's the question. I dropped most of the illusions when we were back in fighting. Did you maintain yours? So are you still like? Yeah, are you still Brittany yelling?
I'm gonna say yes. I am still Brittany.
Okay.
Wearing one of Britney Spears' favorite concert apparel, with the chaps and the bedazzling. Anyway, I've said too much.
Chaps and bedazzling. That is now going to be a T-shirt.
Oh God, so many T-shirts are going to be made. Luckily, I have a guy. Pennies on the dollar. Anyway, so I'm going to roll for the medic to heal this guy a little bit so he can become conscious and aware to react to our interrogations. So I'm going to roll that, and it is a 15.
Silence is great radio.
Computing.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead and roll it for me. I apologize for zoning out for a sec.
No, I rolled a 15 on that.
Oh, you rolled a 15. Sure. As you start pulling the arrow out and you start healing the wounds, he seems to heal up pretty well. Give me 1 second, guys. Please talk amongst yourself. I need to give Brandon one more talking point here.
All right, so we're going to question this guy and make sure that see if we can find where some of this Gen I is coming from.
Damn right. Because we've already been up way past my bedtime, and that bourbon's not going to drink itself.
Okay.
Clickety click click, clickety click, searching, enhance.
Because we all know that as long as the computer says enhanced enough, it will turn any ATM camera into a high resolution 4K, experience.
Right. And anybody that's ever worked with Photoshop in the graphic design field, and they accidentally started the project at 72 DPI and tried to bump it up to 600 DPI, it just becomes an abysmal mess.
Brandon, you have all your talking points. If anything comes up between now and otherwise, I will let you know. So, take it away, Black Rice.
Black Rice is being healed.
Mm-hmm. Black Rice is being healed. He feels better now, and except his pants are still definitely soiled.
Oh God, the smell! I don't have the power for that.
Yep. So, what do you guys want to ask him? How do you guys want to go about this?
I think the Green Knight should interrogate the shit out of him because that's some scary stuff.
Jump down did something that took the shit out of him.
The Green Knight is communing with his tree, I think, regenerating.
Hugging the tree, going, "Tree, I love you so much. Please heal me."
Maybe use some tentacles to get inside that organic matter that just left the backside of Black Rice. Or back rice.
I think that it's Mud and X Archer here.
Okay.
Okay, so Mud and X Archer, take it away.
You want to go first, Walt?
Sure.
All right.
Slap him on the nose with the arrow. Do we have your attention now?
Hey, homie. What you want? What you want? I got the hookup. Don't worry. You don't need to kidnap no Black Rice to get the hookup. I share.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm going to keep Nick from running away and laughing hysterically. Turn him back around and I'm going to say we have very limited time and you need a bath immediately. So
I can make a deal on the speed, man. We don't need to take too much time. You got the green, I got the stuff. Black Rice is always loaded.
We got the green. Do you see the giant guy right there with the briar horse?
Black Rice.
I seem to remember that horse in some uncomfortable positions.
Well, if you don't want to be violated by the horse again, sorry, this is going to have a not safe for work rating. You're going to tell us exactly where you're getting the Gen I.
What do you mean, Jedi? I ain't dealing that stuff. That stuff's dangerous.
Oh, that's right.
Black
You're
Rice,
you're a
do
competitor.
not mess with us.
No, I think he's. That's right. That's why we picked him up. He's a competitor. He wants the Gen I gone so that he can move his other filthy, nasty drugs.
Hey,
Do we have
hey,
a name
hey,
for
hey,
that
hey,
one?
hey, hey,
Do we
hey!
have a name for
All
his
my
stuff?
drugs are clean. All my drugs are clean, man.
All right.
Once you go
nothing
black,
but
you ain't go
drugs by
back.
themselves inherently are unclean. You
All
know what?
right.
I'm going to put the arrow back in them. And then
I
I'm going
am
to throw some
not into
G-force
that.
on top of it.
Who is dealing in the Gen I in this city?
Go and give me a presence roll. Both of you can. Like, one of you can assist the other, or however you're trying to intimidate him.
Let's see.
Giving you the stink eye. Do I roll for that too? Presence roll. Do I have presence? Composure, right?
Nope.
No.
Nope. This would be an aptitude.
Fudge. Investigation. I got a 2D. So
All right, and then I am going to activate my wizardry, and yes, and then a super aptitude of presence.
You're gonna Gandalf him.
I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to Gandalf him. Right.
Black Rice, do not mistake me for some conjurer of petty tricks.
You know that scene in Batman Begins where he starts drooling black maggots and goo out of his mouth.
Oh, so awesome.
That's what he's going to see. Let's see. 6, 12, 16.
If one of us is filthy, man, it's you. But I ain't dealing in none of that stuff. Somebody been paying. If people want to get seriously whacked up, because Jenny will mess you up. She's a bad girl, man. But you got to go down to Fleagle Street in the docks. That's where I got told. I mean, they've been given a finder's fee and all, but I like return clients, and Jenny gonna mess you up and turn you into some freaky shit. I ain't into freaky shit, man.
Doing my best Batman voice, give us a name.
I ain't got a proper name, but word on the street, it's okay. Sorry,
I gave you the name of the guy that was found dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Word on the street is it's the Beagle. He gonna sniff it out. But I avoid Jenny, my buddy, my brother. My brother from another mother. He died to Jenny.
GM, can I slap him already?
Oh, by all means, slap.
Go
the shit out
ahead.
of
Go
me.
ahead and slap him.
Tangents. I do not like them. Focused on the question.
Oh, tangents do draw your eye away from the center of the scene.
The awesome thing about giving someone talking points and then letting them run with it is they might give you misinformation by reading the talking points, and the GM might give you more. So therefore, it's great. This is great. You wanted to role play it. I'm like, here are your talking points.
I'm going to slap the shit out of him again.
Anyway, the dealers that are into Jenny, they've been dropping, man, like flies. Like flies on poison shit.
Jesus. Oh, great.
Confident the guy for a rag.
You broke Nick.
You broke Nick.
Oh my God. This is why I do this. This is why
so the dealers in the city that normally push Gen I are being taken out.
They've been. I know another guy, and he ain't. I don't know him no more, if you know what I mean. And I never knew him biblically. I just want to make certain that's clear.
Do we want to kick him off the dock? See if he can swim. He does need a bath.
I have a gravity power, and we can kind of just hover him there.
See, that's what you could do for intimidation, Nick. By all means, you could, because I mean, like Batman hanging people off the side of the building.
And you can roll that as your intimidation. That's the way supers works, is you declare that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I declare G-force to hang this dude just half an inch above the water.
So roll dice, and that's going to be how well your intimidate goes off.
Well, for his sake, you better hope it goes well.
Whoops, splash.
I rolled an 11.
Yeah, Brandon, you're pretty scared. Black Rice is pretty scared.
I do not need the GM to tell me this.
Now, I'm going to tell you something, Black Rice. You come off.
You've heard of me. Awesome. my cred is getting out there.
Yeah, I'm a low-level hero, so the fact that I heard of you doesn't mean much. So you come off as a bit of a snitch.
Respect.
You remember an old show called Starsky and Hutch?
Oh, here it comes.
I remember a movie.
All right, yeah. The movie had, you know what? I'll probably take you a couple of inches off that water if you can tell me who played Huggy Bear.
No
That's
Google.
Teddy
No Google.
Ruxpin, wasn't it?
Now, I'm going to give you another chance because if you answer wrong again, you're going in the water.
Oh, black rats don't know how to swim. I'm from the inner city, man.
Yeah, well, you might want to answer right.
Huggy Bear. Ain't there like underwear you put on kids?
Ugh. Dunk 'em.
It pains me to do this, knowing that you have a fear of the water, but I'm going to dunk you. So I dunk him. Do I have to
Okay.
roll for that? Do I got to roll for a dunk?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, you had
I'm
control.
just going to dunk him.
I assume you're not actually waterboarding this guy, though.
Not
You're
yet.
just dunking
Oh.
him.
The night's early.
I call it a freedom baptism.
Okay.
So I dunk him in there for about 5 seconds, just let him know I'm serious, and then I pull him back out of the water.
Okay.
He comes out and he's still like flailing, trying to swim even after he's in the air and such. There's water
Just splash
going
more water
everywhere.
into his mouth. All right. So
If you guys remember the Robin Hood Mel Brooks movie where if you just put your feet down. Oh no, that was actually the actual Robin Hood.
yeah, just put your feet down. And when we go off air, I'll share a lovely little story that pertains to that with my occupation.
Did
Okay.
not.
Nice. Well,
So anyway, so I've dunked you a few times. I'm like, listen, you're going to be my Huggy Bear. You're going to be my eyes and ears on the street. So what I want to know is, why is the competition getting taken out?
Oh, so we're gonna put him back in play. I like this.
I don't know, man. I think it's the Beagle. That he wants it all for himself. He wants to control the Jenny and control the freaks that it makes. Everybody that gets on that stuff, they become something scary.
Okay, so you're giving me the street name here of the Beagle. Do you have a real name on this guy?
I don't know. Todd once told me that he heard a guy that was dealing that it was Todd's hookup, and it was Jason Winners. I don't know if that's him or not, but my body is a temple. I like to get the bitches and hoes to worship at it, but other than that, I don't like to put a whole lot into it.
Your body's a temple, you say. You ever heard of the lost city of Atlantis? That had temples in it.
I feel that you are bringing up water once again.
Well, you're quite astute considering you're hovering inches above it. Now, I detest drugs. I detest criminals. I detest you. The fact that you're even breathing right now, after I brought you back from the brink of death, I'll have you know. So a thank you would be obliged. Can I get a thank you?
I would like to thank you for abducting me and putting me in the water. It has been an enlightening experience. Currently, I feel very enlightened, as in maybe I am light enough to get away from the water.
You know what is also an enlightening experience based on some religious sects? Baptism. And I'm going to dunk you again. Bloop. Oh, man, this is getting dark.
Yeah, it's getting a
Green
little
Knight-
dark there.
Does Green Knight want to get in
I'm
on
pulling
this?
back
Now
out
that
of
he's
the water.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
Abe,
have any questions?
do you want to interact with this interaction, please, Mr. Superhero?
I honestly, I don't know enough about.
Oh no,
You
the plant's
glitched
froze.
out. Yeah,
Great questions. Yeah.
Okay, you're back.
you're back. Hi.
Hello.
What'd you say?
I said I honestly don't know about this kind of era to ask correct questions, but I will.
Okay.
I will go over and stand there looking intimidating and just say, "I suggest you answer the human," and that's all I'll say.
Okay.
Human.
Oh, that's scary. All right, so
I don't even know what the question is. It seems to be about movies.
Do we have a?
Dunk him one more time, just for fun.
Do we have a way? Does anybody have a cell phone that could like clone his number or get his number?
I got a burner.
Yeah, that way we can contact him.
Yeah, I got a. Well, I think it's not in my sheet, but
Yeah,
I
but
can
that's
conjure it up.
stuff like that. We can probably just grab.
All right, cool. Yeah, I got a burner phone. For my street level villains that give me the hookup. Oh man, that's Ragnarok's voice.
But yeah, we've been sending junkies down to meet up with the Beagle on Fleagle Street.
Fleagle Street. We've heard that before, haven't we?
Is it weird that this villain rhymes with his surroundings?
He's Huggy Bear, man.
Brandon's renamed another one of my villains. Maybe.
That's just
Fleagle
because Black
Street
Rice
rhymer.
has heard that name, don't mean it's right.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
So you're telling me Rice ain't right?
Yep, Rice ain't right.
Well,
So can somebody grab this guy and just shake him up a little bit and then send him on his way? Because I think
I'll
I think
remove him
we've
from the
gotten-
water and place him back on
Okay.
the hard surface with us.
Kneel down, still in my ooze dripping, maggot infested face, and say, "Don't lose the phone. We'll be in contact."
Okay.
Before you go, Black Rice, remember, get me what I asked you for.
All right. So the next step in our investigation is probably
Can I get a lift?
Okay.
this is where it gets weird.
Yeah.
You could get a lift, or maybe an
I'll-
Uber. Depends if you
I'll
have
give
the
a
app,
lift.
which is
I can
both of those are on that phone.
So,
I can give a lift.
okay.
Oh, on the
I
Thornstein.
will place him on the Briar Steed, and then
Ow,
I'll
ow,
just basically,
ow, ow, ow,
and
ow,
I'll
ow,
basically
ow,
just send it off about 5 blocks away. And as it gets to 5 blocks away, I'll just kind of like snap my fingers. It will just kind of collapse back
Oh.
into the ground again.
Start
So the
clapping.
way
real
that
ow,
this
ow, ow,
works,
ow, ow.
Magnificent! Magnificent!
Brandon, go for it.
the way that's going to work is like, we're going to continue on, and then in the comic panel, just randomly, you're going to see like 3 panels in a row with him riding, and then all of a sudden the horse boops out, he falls, and then it's just like him on the ground, like, what the heck just
Yeah.
happened?
Now, does he fall into the tangle of briars that was the horse? So now every
No.
movement.
Yeah, I'm curious about the power. Does it just straight up disappear, or is it just kind of like
It disappears
lose form?
based on the way I
Scott-
understood it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Sinks,
So it
sinks
just,
back into the ground. Yeah.
it's not just
Like
a pile
turns
of
into like
fire.
decomposed sap and disappears.
Black Rice and his adventures with the Briar Rabbit
Okay.
in the Briar Patch.
So at this point, Walt, you can track that phone of yours. You guys can try and go to Fleagle Street, which happens to be in the warehouse district.
Ragnarok comes back dripping with garbage, like there's banana peel and such. Just,
There's a banana peel on his head.
he
Acting as a
stinks
toupee.
like from 2 blocks away. You can smell him coming, but he is panting. His tail is wagging. He seems far happier after he punished the garbage.
I
The guilty
pull the
garbage.
banana peel off and say, "You good now?"
Yeah, I'm better.
Bud kneels down up against Ragnarok, pets him a little bit, gives him a few quick sniffs. Rag, you stink.
Oh my God! What movie is that from?
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Oh my God!
Slider, you stink. I believe that's worthy of a competency die.
Absolutely.
I love this.
Okay.
But I'm certain Walt can picture his dog doing similar, and then coming back just happy as a cat. Clown.
My German
Check your-
Shepherd encountered a skunk in our backyard once.
So without Mike, I wanted to know if we still had a restriction. We started a bit late, so do we have time for one more encounter, or do we want
Absolutely.
to? Okay, great.
Well, I'm not speaking for everybody else. I'm speaking for
No,
myself.
no.
Speaking for me,
come on.
dude, I'm on vacation, bro, and this is this is my Disneyland right here. You guys got me hooked.
Aid, what about you? Do you have time for one more encounter?
Yeah, I'm okay for a while longer. Yeah.
Great. So at this point, then you guys
Like
get
I'm
to
hooked on
decide where you
Nutcracker.
guys want to be going next.
Well, we got.
So
We
what
have
was the Mecca lead?
Maybe that's something we should investigate, y'all.
Mecca, it's where the player was getting his juice.
It's-
Anyways, what
yeah, it's where Jet
happened
and I
with
was happening.
Is that
what happened
Mecca
with the homie?
Oh, the homie the homie we sent on his way in a way that only we could because we had basically milked him for all the information he was worth.
Why
Oh,
do all
good.
my characters want to like torture and waterboard people? I gotta
I don't
start
know.
away from that.
I think you need to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't have the money for that type of counseling. That's what I have you guys for. I work it out through game.
So is the sports rehab center Mecca? Is that on Flegel Street?
No, it is not. Flegel
No.
Street is a street in the warehouse district.
By the docks.
No, not quite by the docks. Actually, this is inner
Okay,
city.
well then Black
Off the
Rice is
dock.
just dumb.
Well, I mean, we've already established that. Well played by Brandon, who gets the Oscar.
It's a warehouse in the inner city.
Actually, we're going to call that the Lafferty instead of an Oscar. So best performance in game goes. It'll be called the Lafferty, and I will have that statue made.
Nice.
And I will apologize now, but some of the upcoming scenes, depending on where you guys go, may be a little Iron Age.
So if your game gets an award, it's a BAMFC. But if your role playing is getting an award, it's a Lafferty.
Yeah, you got to look at it like an MVP versus most influential player.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Right
You got the
on.
Stanley Cup, and then you got the MVP.
So,
Go Blues.
so you guys get to choose.
Ooh. What do you guys think?
You guys have a couple leads.
It's still
And maybe
evening,
Walt
isn't
wants
it?
to go and pursue that phone thing that you guys were just caught in an explosion after all, barely escaping with your lives. Might have a few singed hairs on a couple of you.
I'm just going to track to see where we ended up.
Okay.
Was it on Flegel Street?
The name alone just is awesome.
Why don't you roll your tracking for me?
Who's got tracking?
Ragnarok does, especially when there's bacon involved.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I thought that you were tracking on your phone with some
I
sort
am.
of technology.
Yep.
crap, I don't even know how
I
to-
am going to use the magic of the interwebs. Hey, can I borrow a phone, somebody?
Mud throws
I don't
X
believe
Archer
in
a phone.
And
Well,
then
yeah, pause in operating a touchscreen would be difficult for you. Anyway, here you go, X Archer.
going to use awareness on the phone.
Attaboy.
Okay.
So it's 3D. That's 8 and 12.
It is
Wow.
a Samsung Galaxy.
That's a decent roll.
Hey man, I'm an unemployed ex-army medic.
You're able to get
buy
on
what
your get on the find your phone type app on an Android. I forget what the name of that one version is, but yeah.
Google sucks.
So yeah, oh yeah, that's right, because Google. Yeah, I can actually literally use Google to do that. So to find our phones. So you go onto Google and you find your phone, and it says last pinged 10 minutes ago was in the warehouse district in this inner city, but it was not on Flegel Street. But it is near Flegel Street, so you guys would be in the same area.
Is that purely coincidence, we think? That seems to be.
And in fact, actually, I'm gonna say that Nick's phone has one of those. He's on Facebook and he follows his local news station, and so alert on Facebook coming up about a
But that's
fire
it. Don't
in.
look any further into the apps, please.
A fire comes out into is being reported in the warehouse district in the inner city, and after unexplained explosions, firefighters are reacting to the situation. Stay tuned for Allisonville for more.
Allisonville.
We should go find out who set that fire and deal with them.
Okay, hold on. One crisis at a time. Aid, do you have
That's Ragnarok. There, boy. There.
any inkling on where we should go next?
I take it the mecha place is still closed. We're still evening time, aren't we?
All right. So, do we want to have a shawarma scene to interlude before we
Sure.
go to Mecca?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Shawarma scene. So you guys are going to go and discuss what is, go have some food and discuss all your leads.
Justice
Get you-
doesn't rest, but there are times that it needs to eat.
Yes, they
You want a
do.
euro, buddy? I bet you want a euro, don't you? Some lamb, maybe a little bit of beef. We can get some chicken if you have dietary constraints.
I will take one.
of everything.
Yes,
Well, you've
one
been
of the menu.
Luckily, shawarmas are cheap.
So, we can roll into the
I'm
next
totally
morning,
seeing
Mountains.
4 superheroes just kind of rolling up to, whatever the local, food truck is.
Yeah. We'll
Oh, yeah,
take
we're
one
definitely
of
doing it.
everything.
Definitely doing it as a food truck.
Yeah,
Awesome.
a gut truck, roach coach.
No, like one of those like specialty ones with like Korean burritos or something like that.
Oh,
Awesome.
Oh, Koreans are delicious.
No, that's not what
no,
we're talking
the
about.
food, the food. Canine.
Oh,
Wow.
great. Now I want barbecue.
You're
Brandon,
going to
why'd you do that
therapy.
to me? Now I really am like craving barbecue again. Bad Brandon. Okay, so
Just
We're
wrap
gonna-
them in a blanket, call them a burrito.
wrapping this up to the next day.
Yes, wrap it
Next
up.
day. Yep. Next day. Next day is here. You guys, what do you guys want to do? Oh, and actually, let's start the next day. So the next day, when you guys are getting up, the TV is on and the news happens to be on. The news talks about the fact that the fire in the warehouse district last night spread to 3 neighboring buildings because the unexplained explosions, were so powerful that the fire just got way out of control before firefighters could handle it.
Alice,
And
I have a
they
question.
believe it's arson.
if after food we are going to be, they're going to be calling it a night, I'm going over to the fireplace to try and sniff around and do some tracking.
Sure.
I have a
You
question
can-
for the GM. How volatile is Gen I as
So-
far as flammability and things like that?
As far as flammability, well, that's not something you actually know.
Okay.
Genii is something that you understand to be a drug that alters or activates dormant DNA.
Okay. So it would stand to reason that there could possibly be a accelerated flame rate on the processing of this narcotic.
As is the case for most types of drugs, right?
Right.
You go to certain what's the term for those houses again? And how bad the
Crack
chemicals are?
house.
crack
Sure.
house, meth den, meth
Sure, those,
desto,
yeah.
for those of you in the California region. Would it have a certain marker upon further investigation, whether it would
You know that you actually have an expert in your group on that, because he literally was a drug sniffing dog.
okay. All right, cool. I just wanted some stuff before I start getting really silly in character.
Oh no, that's fine. But you can
More
totally
silly than
ask
usual.
Brandon what he knows. It's not information that you can. If you've got skills that you think you can roll for that, you can totally roll it for me, and I can see what I can give you.
Okay,
But you can also talk to Brandon.
I'm gonna ask Ragnarok if there's any specific scent that sets off GNI from any other type of narcotic. Is it something that he can pinpoint? And I'm
Yes.
gonna roll. That's my dog. That's my dog. I'm gonna roll an investigation.
Okay.
Which is it's a 2D. God, I
Yeah.
wish that was better. Okay, I'm gonna roll a 7 on that.
Okay.
And hopefully I get some sort of cool answer
Cool.
that helps us out. As I crack
Well,
my
the
nut.
answer from Ragnarok is yes. He can pinpoint the smell of it.
Yes, Genai's got a very bad smell. It smells like corruption that needs to be rooted out, exposed to the light, and everybody associated with it punished, locked up, and beaten by each other in a cage match in a room called a shotgun room, where there's one shotgun and the last person gets out standing, but then you jump them anyways because they were associated with Genai.
I pat him on the
Okay,
head and ask if it also smells like peanut butter and
Brandon?
regret.
You get a competency die for bringing up my shotgun room. And I will explain it off air to the rest of them on where that came from. But you get a competency die for bringing up the shotgun room. And if for some reason my old high school friends happen to watch this, which
Oh
is
my
very, very
God.
unlikely, they will totally get that reference.
Oh my lord!
Okay.
You've broke the neck. You broke him.
Wow. I can't believe you brought up my shotgun room. That's harsh, Brandon. That's
Get out of
harsh.
the shotgun room. Drop
Okay. So, you go and check out the scene, Brandon, when everybody else calls it a night.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a cordoned off 2-block area. Firefighters are on the scene. It is a very nasty fire. They're saying that there are definitely accelerants. They believe explosives. As you're listening in, they're talking to each other and using code that you understand, law enforcement code, to try and not let other people understand or hear. But you understand law enforcement code, and they believe that there were explosives in the building. It's making a very difficult fire to fight. They have found about a dozen bodies. They tried to evacuate. By the time they got here, it was too late. Some of these bodies definitely don't seem to have died from the fire. One of them seems to have been died through what was it that you guys did? Actually, guys never did that. Yeah, so they all look like they've been died from the fire at the moment.
And there's no survivors.
I'm just wondering,
No.
is been died okay to use? I thought that was been, that wasn't okay.
Been died? What?
Been died. You said that they have been died.
Oh.
I said
messed
that.
up.
I said that once about somebody that we were interrogating, and I was told that wasn't
No,
okay.
it's not okay to use. No, I messed up. I didn't even realize what I was saying. So there are, and I say way too much. There are 3 other buildings, like I said, that are neighboring this warehouse that have caught on fire as a result.
Are any of them in the proximity of Flugel Street?
Well, Brandon's there. Nobody else is. So I wonder if he asks. I don't think he knows about the Flegel Street part.
Nope, I don't know nothing about Flegel Street.
Okay.
No, but I just want to track around and such, and just see if I can pick up her smell, which I did get earlier.
You do pick up the smell of the same similar smell to the enemies that you smelled when you guys got here. But the robed figures, they have a very a smell that you would associate with incense.
Okay.
Like in Alabama?
No, INCENSE.
Oh, incense.
That's not that isn't the crime that I'm after.
Man, I was way off.
And but you do not pick up her individual scent again.
I didn't roll that good on my smell either, so I'm gonna just spend a while trying to smell around and pick up her trail.
Walt, I'm beginning to think that Brandon's gonna end up with a complication that matches up with your character.
Oh, these black compass types.
All right, I've got it. Punish the guilty. They got away. I don't like that.
Yep.
That's true.
What happens when you get involved with a boy band?
So, the next morning at 7
Pushing
a.m.
drugs and smacking hoes.
You guys see the news and your gym's already opened up for the morning at this point, Walt. What do you guys want to do?
Watching the news, you just see Ragnarok running in and out of frame.
Mm-hmm. In and out of frame nearby.
Running up to the firefighters.
And he's a dog, so people don't don't pay as much attention. They keep him, out of their way. But you even see officers going down. You want a donut, boy? You want a donut?
Oh God!
Hell yes, I want a donut.
And then they freak out when Brandon talks. They
Firefighters not gonna give him a donut. They're gonna
They
give him
freak out when Ragnarok talks.
a
They
croissant.
drop the donut on the ground and they run away every
I
time
eat
Brandon
the
talks.
donut. And I look like a
what we're
total
doing in the
home-
story anymore.
I totally look like a homeless dog right now after having rampaged all the garbage on the docks.
a drug addicted dog after all the powder on the donuts get
know,
on
right?
their nose.
Oh
and-
my lord, yes.
Oh my
It's like
gosh, awful.
Family Guy when Brian gets addicted to it.
Oh, when
Drug
he was the
sniffing dog.
TSA dog. Oh,
Yeah.
So,
I can quit anytime I want. No, you
what
can't.
does everyone want to do? At this point, Aid, you're back to your mild-mannered professor and understand modern era again.
Yeah, and I'm quite shaken by the events the night before.
Whew.
All right.
Yeah, about that. What is your reaction? How do you process something like that? It just kind of crazy.
So yeah, so if anything happens in Green Knight form, is like I say, he's effectively a backseat driver. So he knows what's going on. He can kind of like process it, and he knows he's being pushed to continue Green Knight's apparently quest, whatever it may be. But he just has to kind of accept the fact and carry on. So
Would it stand to reason that
But all I want to do is
Mud
go to
could
class.
use- yeah? Do you think Mud could use the medic power since it's through localized touch? Put it on Green Knight's human persona on his head and kind of give him a bridge between the two mindsets.
I would let you stunt that with the competency die and see if you guys can, role play that by all means. And I wouldn't even make you roll for the skill. I just would make you spend a competency die for the stunting.
So that's a 1d6?
Yeah, one of your competency dice. So
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to roll it. You would just have to spend the die.
You
Okay,
just spend the die.
I'm gonna spend one of the competency die on that.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, you've spent your competency dice. So, go ahead and do that. Why don't you and Aid interact and see how this goes?
Okay. So I'm gonna roll.
We're just gonna keep shoving you into role playing, Aid, in case you haven't noticed.
We're gonna keep you in the loop, brother. Here it goes.
yeah.
All right. So I rolled a 15.
Like I said, you don't even have to roll. I'm going to let you stunt it without the roll.
Oh, well then, damn it, that was a good roll too. Done wasted it.
So, yeah, it's a nice role playing opportunity, I feel. So you just spend the stunt. So go for it. You and Aid interact.
All right. All right, Green Knight. I'm gonna, since you're a little discombobulated and human now, I'm gonna try and bridge the consciousness not whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bridge those two minds together. So I place my hand on his temple and use my power to try and link those two personas.
Okay.
And
So Aid,
knowledge
how do you see this happening, Aid?
Okay, so you don't have to make a roll, so you put it off. Okay, so for a split second, his kind of eyes kind of turn a bright green color, which kind of matches what the Green Knight's is anyway, and he effectively goes catatonic for about a good 5 minutes or so before kind of waking up and basically saying, "Okay, I think that did something, but." I can hear him. he's talking to me, and it seems that he's kind of, I think he may actually have drawn some of my knowledge off. So maybe he might actually start understanding things a bit more now. But let's wait. Let's wait till he arrives and see what happens.
Okay. So, well, Bruce Banner and Hulk get to meet for a little bit, and now you guys can figure out what you guys want to do next.
Didn't that always go wrong?
Yep.
Yes.
until he became the Gray Hulk, yeah.
Or until he became, Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, but
He seems to be doing very well. He seems to be doing very well on both sides.
Yeah.
So,
I play him very often in Marvel's Future Fight. Just saying.
okay, so at this point, you guys want to go to Mecca as your next stop, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
We're
So,
gonna do the fires later, I guess.
ask your party.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
What are we doing? The fires?
We got the fires going on. It's all over the news.
Yeah, but they've got that scene locked down, probably under control by now. Plus, especially every time Ragnarok peed on a building, it ignited again. So I mean,
oh god, nuclear reactor. Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's hit the sports complex first, and then when the scene dies down over the fires, let's go check that up. Maybe they're connected, maybe they're not, but depends on what we get out of Mecca.
Sure. So, you guys head over to Mecca, and like I said, it's a sports medicine center, so it's a hospital. By all means, you get there, and there is the reception desk, and a young lady sits there and says, "And by the way, are you guys going in superhero costume?"
I don't think so because Mud's character, his human persona or his street persona, it was a patient there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's take advantage of that. We'll go in street clothes,
Okay.
and
And Walt and X Archer's normal identity does business with the
it's
center as
perfect.
well.
That way, everything seems on the up and up, and it's not the Liberty Legion going in there going da 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 da. Check out my tights.
They don't allow dogs to come in usually, though.
Okay, so
he is a cultural support dog.
ooh, he's a service pup.
So you put a service mat on him.
No, I just put a sticker.
Oh, okay. Put a sticker.
Right on his forehead,
Yep.
kind of like they do at Whataburger.
You know the thing that says "Hello, my name is,"
Uh-huh.
and then I'll put like Ragnarok and then service dog on it, and then just slap it on the head.
Okay. I don't remember if New York's one of those states that can ask you if it's actually a service dog. So
Oh, if it's anything like California, no.
Aid, you gonna go with them
Yes.
as the mild mannered professor? Cool.
Yeah.
I love the mild
Fantastic.
mannered professor.
So you
I literally had a teacher named Mark Davis, English teacher. I just thought that was super funny when I saw Aid's name last week.
Okay, yeah, and I forgot to tell you exactly where the name comes from. It's it's a combination of Mark Farmer and Alan Davis.
Nice.
So it's just like the inker and the pencil are the same. So it's like there we go.
There we go. And knowing's half the battle.
Okay. So as you come up,
KTF, know the facts.
Yep.
Know the facts. KTF, know the facts.
So as
That's
you
not what
approach,
that stands for.
Kill the fabulous.
the receptionist looks up and says, "Greetings, welcome to Mecca. How may we help you this morning?"
I sniff.
I'm sorry, we don't allow dogs on premises.
I point to the sticker.
Okay. We do allow support dogs. So how may we be of service? Are you a patient? Do you have an appointment?
I don't have an appointment. I was actually kind of wanting to check in with my attending physician. I've been a patient here for quite some time after my injury sustained overseas, and just kind of wanted to follow up.
And physician's name?
Dr. Todd.
Dr. Todd. Okay. And she types in, Dr. Todd is not in the office today, but if you'd like to make an appointment, I can do that for you right now, sir.
I would really like to see somebody today. I know he had an attending trainee physician, a resident that was present during a lot of my examinations. I for the life of me, I just don't remember the name.
Well, let me see who's available. Maybe we can get someone to see you today.
That would be amazing. Thank you very much.
We have a visiting doctor, a visiting doctor from. Well, I don't really. Well, we seem to have a visiting doctor that could take you today. Would you be okay with that? He's only here for a short time.
That would be amazing. Whatever grants me access to the fine inner facilities that you provide here.
Okay. Well, let me see. If you'll wait for a little bit, I will see to it that Dr. Severide comes out and speaks with you. And is this your family? Do any of you need appointments or anything I can help you with? Perhaps water. Well, we have a water station right over to the left.
Actually, my associate do have business dealings here, but they actually happen to be friends with mine and are part of my emotional support group. Based on my PTSD, I kind of need.
I understand.
Yes, thank you very much. You have always been a compassionate and caring facility, and that's why I continue to do business here.
Well, Dr. Severide should be with you shortly. If you will all wait for a few minutes. Like I said,
not for naught, but does Dr. Severide a male or a female? Not that it matters. I just kind of know who I'm addressing. Thank you very much.
Ragnarok all of a sudden goes, and then just starts hauling off, breaking the leash, and starts running through the clinic like a mad person, like a mad dog.
And that is
All right, who
unfortunately
fed
why we
the
don't
dog
allow
Taco
dogs.
Bell?
I'm gonna go look for the
She-
office and try and bust
Security.
through doors and such like that.
Okay, well, she picks up the phone and calls security.
Ma'am, it's okay. He does this after we feed him Taco Bell.
I'm afraid you're going to have to rein him in immediately, or we have
Absolutely, absolutely. Ragnarok, what are you doing? Come back here.
All right,
Time. Go ahead.
go ahead. I was going to say, let's go wrangle, aka follow.
to. Okay, you go wrangle him.
Excuse me 1 minute while I try and wrangle this dog.
She is
forgive
calling
me, I'm
security.
sorry.
Alice, I like I said, I'm going for the office, and I'm going to try and do as fast of an investigation as I can while I'm there. I am certain I will beat pretty much everybody there. And so I'm
'Cause you're
gonna
a dog, and
Yeah.
you're awesome.
I'm gonna blow some competency dice on
Attaboy.
this.
Holy shit.
Looking for anything, schnikey. That is 16.
Okay, and the office, there's multiple offices. There's 5 offices for, doctors. One of
I'm
them.
looking for Mr. Big Head's office. Whatever seems the most important office.
Okay, you can go and you search that, and you do not come up with anything strange. There's the usual medications that you smell. There's the balm that you put on athletes' pains and such, and that smells really strong, and it's really overwhelming your senses.
What about in the file cabinets?
In the file cabinets, you don't find anything. There is on his desk currently a folder open with some information, a portfolio on a visiting doctor that they are looking to possibly contract with long term. A visiting physician.
Gotcha.
So there's a resume for a visiting physician by the name of Hugo Severide.
Hugo Severide.
He seems to have done some work abroad. Went to
Maybe in some Slavic nation.
yeah, he seems to have done, yes, in Slavic nation. He's done some work. He seems to be a someone that has some work with stem cells and cutting edge tech on rehabilitation, and so it seems to be of interest to the facility.
The story got a lot more interesting.
And let me see about getting that picture up for you guys. I didn't know you guys would actually get to him this week. Let's see if anybody figures out.
Sorry. I don't know if I did that or we just did it as a collective, but bravo.
Okay, this version will be a little less obvious, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, let me get the screen share up.
Ooh.
Screen share. Why isn't it coming up?
Technology fails you.
Yeah, it's not been wanting to pull up my photos panel lately on the screen share thing. So, well, I can pull up the entire screen and just put it onto that screen for you guys.
That'll work.
Yep. So that's the face.
Yeah, that's a Hugo if I've ever seen one.
It looks like a W.
That looks like a Hugo
I see the W.
right there.
We
Okay.
all see the W.
So that is his face. Now, you've got a little headshot on the in the portfolio with his with his resume.
Background. It's
Are
awesome.
his brains splattered all over after the headshot?
No.
That's how we
That
used to do it in the police.
That's how we
that's
used to
Hugo
do it back in the day. Wasn't he a resident of Glotham Hospital?
So,
Should we end on that note of the photo?
yeah, let's end
A
on the note of the
cliffhanger?
photo. Yep, that's a good cliffhanger. You guys get to find out more next week.
Next
So,
time, the Liberty
thank you all for
Regional
joining
Finals
us,
will be-
and thank you guys for being awesome players as usual. I hope you guys are loving this game and having fun.
Oh
I-
my God.
I always freak out that I'm a terrible GM after every session.
You're crazy. You're crazy. This is
So,
we
ending
we went
broadcast.
we went to a lot of cool places.